Okay, so Dana Cody,
Yes.
you're up next.
All right.
Life Legal Defense Foundation.
I'm not afraid of him. My son's in the military. The Life Legal Defense Foundation was founded in 1989, and we're a nonprofit public interest law firm based in Napa, California. Our mission is to give innocent and helpless human beings of any age, particularly the unborn, a trained and committed defense against threat of death, and we do that by representing their advocates in the courtroom. There are many different ways, many different opinions on how to overturn Roe, and we share the goal of overturning Roe, but I think from a legal perspective that's much easier said than done. And so in the interest of unity, we don't endorse any particular method, we just advise and counsel as asked, and cheer on people who have differing opinions and hope that someday we will see Roe returned. We want to maintain unity, but we're still going to keep defending the civil rights of pro-life individuals until either Roe is overturned or our culture accepts the life-affirming message of our clients, and that becomes what's acceptable to the culture, and Roe is rejected. One of the earlier speakers said, virtue attracts, vice divides. I think that people instinctively know that abortion is a vice, that it's an evil, and that if we can keep people speaking up with the message of life, the culture will eventually accept life. I think it'll take a while, just like we saw with the slavery issue, but I think that will happen. I want to talk about one of our clients to give you sort of a snapshot of what we do. Pastor Walter Hoy, he's a Black American pastor, resides in Berkeley, California. And the city of Oakland in California decided to pass an ordinance, I call it a Mother May I ordinance, based on the United States Supreme Court's decision in Hill versus Colorado, where if you're within 100 feet to an entrance of an abortion clinic, you must stay 8 feet away from anyone on the public sidewalk in that zone. And if you approach them without their consent, you violated the ordinance. Now, Pastor Hoy was convicted, spent time in jail. His conviction was overturned on appeal. Even though there was no victim, there was no client at a clinic complaining about his conduct, but there were volunteer escorts on the public sidewalk. The city of Oakland was complicit in that they would only enforce the ordinance against people who oppose abortion. And even though we had videotape showing that Pastor Hoy was the person being obstructed and harassed, he was convicted. He was convicted because the judge would not give a jury instruction on what constitutes an unlawful approach. In the meantime, we filed a lawsuit in federal court on behalf of Pastor Hoy, asking the court to enjoin the ordinance. The court refused to do so. We went to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal, the most liberal circuit in the United States, and they said to the city of Oakland, and I quote, "We have grave constitutional concerns about the way that this ordinance is being enforced." Remanded it back to the district court. The district court did not accept the proposition from the city that because the clinic claimed that anyone walking into the clinic had previously given their consent to be approached on the sidewalk by a volunteer pro-abortion escort, that they didn't have to abide by the ordinance. It was taken care of. The judge said wisely, that's not going to happen, City of Oakland. However, the judge refused to address this issue of lawful approach. So if you're on the street in the City of Oakland in a zone in front of a clinic and you extend your arm out to hand somebody a leaflet, unless you've given consent, you could go to jail, just like Pastor Hoy did. And that's exactly why he went to jail. We asked the jury, and they said, we thought extending your arm to hand out a leaflet was an unlawful approach. So it remains to be seen what will happen in federal court. We filed a motion for reconsideration. It was rejected. We will go back to the Court of Appeal, and we'll see what the Ninth Circuit does. In the meantime, what's in store for Pastor Hoy and other pro-life advocates on the public sidewalk? Well, we don't know. We see increasing prosecutions under FACE by the US DOJ. Liberty Counsel had a great victory. We're funding a couple of those cases. I know that Peter Green is working on one. They're all over the United States, Colorado, Pennsylvania, here in DC. It doesn't matter, because we will keep defending pro-life advocates, and we will keep defending them until either Roe has been overturned, or we will keep defending in spite of Roe, so that when the culture does accept the message of life, Roe becomes irrelevant. It doesn't matter if abortion is legal if the culture rejects it. I'm not saying I don't want Roe overturned, I do. A lot of people make decisions based on what's legal and what's not. But if we can keep pro-life advocates speaking out, I think that life is a virtue that the culture will accept, and we intend to see that people can continue to bring the message of life. Thank you.